I think definitely the ongoing Tessa Jowell story. She's left her husband now, or separated from him.
Yeah, I think you can be a bit hard on Tessa Jowell, though, because, I mean, the point is that she didn't know about the gift, and she didn't know that her mortgage had been paid off, and she didn't actually know she was married to David Mills until she read about it in the Sunday Times.
The thing is that, I mean, some people say that did they split up genuinely, or was it an attempt to save her career? Apparently, what really tipped the balance was when she found out for the last 10 years he hasn't been sending off the pools coupons. He's been pocketing the money.
He's obsessed with money, isn't he? Because he's married a woman called Tessa.
Let's do this!
Aren't we asking quite a lot of our politicians to actually notice £350,000 in their bank account?
For some of us, it's a lot of money. Channel 4 News, they paid the big bucks.
But as relationship blunders go, it's quite serious, isn't it? It's not like he's come home pissed and had a slash in the wardrobe.
Sure.
You know, you could get over that. He's ruined her career. You know, that's quite a serious thing to do, isn't it? Ruin someone's career. You can't make that up with, you know, breakfast in bed.
Politicians ruin their own careers by going on Big Brother.
Would you like me to be the cat?
Yeah, okay.
Tonight's going to be a very different kind of 8 out of 10 cats. Did you like the fellow? Did you like George Galloway?
At first, I thought he was like really crafty, he had like shifty eyes and everything, but he completely changed my mind about him by cheating and lying, and then I realised that from my gut instinct he was a very horrible man. And do you know what?
So sorry, at first you thought he had shifty eyes, and then you realised he was horrible. He really changed your mind, yeah, didn't he?
I realised he was horrible, then I realised that he was actually all right, but he weren't all right, because he turned out that he was actually horrible.
When someone changes your mind, you've got to end up in a different place than when you started. That's the whole nature of changing one's mind.
Do you know what the funny thing is? I was on a shoot today, right, and I come out, right, on... no, not like that,
I'm living the dream.
I am living the dream. No, right, I am living the dream, but I walked out, right, on a street, a London street, with no one else around, and who do I bump into?
Was it
Batman.
No, George Galloway.
Yeah, because he's following you. Was he in the back of a van with some binoculars? Oh, what a coincidence, Chantal.
How was it when you bumped into George, then? Did you...
It's just, he asked me how my nan was, which was the first question that came out of his mouth.
How was your nan?
My nan's fine.
Are you sure that isn't just a slang expression he uses?
How's your nan?
There's some place they call it a pitter.
Well, let's have a look if Tessa Jowell is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Dave, your team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it the Oscars? I liked Reese Witherspoon saying that she dedicated the whole thing to all the men that had ever dumped her. And you think, well, they don't care, do they? They're all sitting in the pub going, I've shagged that Oscar winner. I mean, I was lying about Hal Berry, but I have shagged this one.
The thing is that you've got Reese Witherspoon, who earns $28 million a film. She's got all those pubs, right? She gets... You know, and they're packed.
You try and get served on a Friday.
Crash beat Brokeback Mountain, didn't it?
It was controversial, though, wasn't it? I mean, I thought those guys in Brokeback Mountain were shafted.
I think the best thing about watching the Oscars is actually watching the nominees sit there when the winner's announced. Because I've been there. Not actually at the Oscars,
Not the Oscars,
but, you
no.
know.
Have you never been to the Oscars?
No, the Challenge Game Show Awards. I've sat there, and you sit there with the camera on you.
Probably a throwaway camera, isn't it?
You have to sit and smile for it, though.
Let's have a look and see whether the Oscars were one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, they were. 47% of you were talking about the Oscars. It was a vintage year with films nominated dealing with such controversial issues as racism, homosexuality, gender reassignment and suicide bombers. Britain won an Oscar for a film about a plasticine dog that likes cheese. What else have the nation been talking about?
Is it Kate Moss? One of her inner sanctum said when she went to South Africa, she stayed at Nelson Mandela's house, which was she took cocaine at Nelson Mandela's house.
Isn't that where Del Boy lives?
That's probably what's happened. There's been a mix-up.
Yeah.
She was in Peckham buying gear.
I just like the idea that he would have to go back to jail because they found a load of coke in his toilet. A bit unfair, wouldn't it? Come on, Nelson, get back in.
Dave, have you been following the Kate Moss
Well,
thing?
yeah. Listen, at some party, she snorted a line up off the carpet. And it must be like when you're hoovering at home, everybody pick your feet up, like that. Underneath it, like that. Well, she does this advert now. She's on some advert on the television for makeup. She always pops up on that. And she gets out of this car in the morning. It's, how does she look so lively and fresh-faced? And how? Where's that energy come from?
Bolivia.
Bolivia, yeah.
I can tell you that Kate Moss wasn't one of the most talked about things this week. In a recent interview, Kate Moss complained of memory loss. She said, "Yeah, it's terrible. I get these flashes of bright lights and I find myself standing around doing nothing in my pants. That's your job, love. You're a model." 25% of women pretend to be pleased when what?
They never, ever are. I mean, sorry,
Everything all right at home?
Is it when their husband brings them flowers from the garage?
Do you get annoyed at that?
Pardon?
Flowers from the garage?
I've never had flowers from the garage.
Off a lamppost, then.
That's just lazy, isn't it?
Just lazy.
It's one of the sins, yes, lady. When their husbands get their photos published in Readers' Wives. Oh, great. Brilliant. Oh, they accepted them. They've gone in. Well, hold on, they got the town wrong. We're not from Doncaster.
No.
That's happened to Dave, hasn't it? He wouldn't put Charlie on it. I've seen you! The black mark on it. I'd recognise that silver bonce anywhere.
I'll give you a clue. The answer is related to gift giving. Something else you buy a lady. What else do you buy ladies?
Underwear.
Underwear.
Correct.
Lingerie.
Well done. Britain is the angriest nation in Europe. True or false?
How would you measure who's angrier than who? If you took the Scots out, we'd probably be all right.
I don't know. I think English football fans are the only people who, when they visit another country, the police there have to go into special training weeks. And you know that every time there's like a tournament in Spain or something, the local police are all in a field beating cows to death with a truncheon. Get some practice in.
Yeah, but Scotland, I went to Scotland once when all the rugby was on, and all there was like fat men with no tops on kicking each other in the street.
That was our Mardi Gras.
But we can't be the angriest nation. I mean, we get angry, but we just get quite vexed, don't we? We never follow it through. If you're on the phone to somebody getting really, really annoyed on the phone, our idea of getting angry is getting angry when you've hung up. And then you go, yeah, right, yeah, no, you see, you're up. Yeah, OK, right, oh, fair enough, yeah. You
People argue with me, they say I'm Keith Chegwin, and I say, no, I'm not. And they say, yes, you are. And they row with me. I'm not Keith Chegwin, you bloody are. I'm Les Dennis, don't be ridiculous, he's dead. I actually had somebody say that to me.
Bless him.
Can we just get on with this?
He looked at you like you were a young monkey. Like he was just going to rip you apart like a chicken wing.
That looks like...
That's me after meeting your mum. Britain is the angriest nation in Europe. True or false? What do you think, Sean?
No, it's false. It's the Swiss. They're livid.
You're going for false.
It's false.
False.
You are right. I can tell you that the answer is false. Britain is Europe's second most angry country after Portugal. Yeah. Which means that Portugal go on to meet Iran in the final.